Co-CEO, T-shirt to prove it. And this is just a quick live event because we're having a massive, massive sale, and people had questions about things about the sale, and I'm here to answer them. So because it's a live event, that means you can put your questions and comments below. I will see them over there on my screen. And when you see me looking over there, it's because I'm reading questions I will answer. If you're not watching this live, that's cool too. You can still put your questions and comments in, and somebody from our customer happiness team will get back to you as soon as possible. So what is going on? Well, first, you can find out all the details at xeroshoes.com/big sale or xeroshoes.eu/big sale. We're, in short, having a big sale. You can save between 10 and 70% on all of our shoes, boots, and sandals. And you can also register to win one of 14 $100 xeroshoes.com gift certificates or €100 xeroshoes.eu gift certificates, respectively. And the way you register is really simple. When you go to xeroshoes.com/big sale or xeroshoes.eu/big sale, you'll find our sweepstakes app. It's either on the right of the page, the bottom of the page, or if you're on a mobile device, scroll, you'll eventually see it. There's different actions you can take to enter the sweepstakes. Different actions give you a different number of entries. The more entries you get, the better your chances of winning. Some of these things you can do every day. So come back every day and do some of those actions, like sharing with a friend, leaving a comment, stuff like that. So the sale runs through November 28th. I'm going to encourage you about the sale and about the sweepstakes to do one important thing. Do not wait until the end. Almost always the last 48 hours does almost as much traffic as like the last 10, 15 days. But we're also selling out of some colors, some sizes, maybe even some styles between now and then. So if you go to these two sites and see something you like, don't wait, because it might not be there if you come back at the very end of the sale. We're not changing the prices between now and then. So what you see is what you get. We're not bringing in new product, new inventory between now and then. So if you see it, grab it is my recommendation. A couple of comments, so I'm going to address those really quick. Boogie, I got the Xero Prio Neo before the sale. My favorite pair of shoes from now on. Happy to hear it. I love that shoe as well. Will Price, beginning to think we're at the point that I'm on YouTube as much as I might live stream. No, I got to tell you. Anyway, he's talking about how I'm on here all the time. I'm not on here all the time. In fact, I try not to be, because look. Anyone who's watched me do a live event, I have a lot of fun doing it, but I try to have something resembling a life. In fact, I'm not going to stick around really late this evening. This is 7 o'clock Colorado time, because my wife is waiting for me with a movie, and our dog is, looking at me like he wants to go hang out on the couch as well. So just here to answer some questions and let people know what's going on, and then we'll let you have the rest of your evening for free. Caleb says, just got my new HFS. They are awesome. I agree. I love that shoe as well. But by the way, for people who don't know what we're doing here at Xero Shoes, let me give you the world's fastest little intro. It's really simple. We're here to let your body do what's natural, to let you feel what you've been missing, probably: natural comfort, performance, and health. What does that mean? Well, it all starts with your feet. You have a quarter of the bones and joints of your entire body in your feet and ankles. That's for balance, agility, mobility, letting them move and flex. That's what they're supposed to do. If you don't let them do that job, that function tries unsuccessfully to move upstream into your ankle, your knee, your hip, your back. They're not wired for balance, agility, mobility. That's why you can get pains with all those if you're not letting your feet bend and move and flex. Furthermore, you also have more nerve endings in the soles of your feet than anywhere but your fingertips and your lips. That's so your brain can feel what you're stepping on, what you're stepping in, so it knows how to control your body to move you enjoyably, efficiently, effectively. Did I say enjoyably? Of course I did, because that's one of the most important things. And the way it helps you move better is by starting with your feet, letting them do what they're supposed to do. So what we're doing at Xero Shoes is letting your feet do their job so the rest of your body can do its job. So, and here's how we do that. First of all, we don't squeeze your toes together like most shoes do with a pointy toe box. We have a wider foot-shaped toe box. By the way, this is a shoe that I was wearing all day today. Wider foot-shaped toe box. Your toes can spread and splay and work naturally, do what they're supposed to do. Low to the ground for balance and agility. We don't elevate your heel. That messes with your posture. We don't have a thing called toe spring that keeps your foot from getting flat. That messes with your gait. Our shoes are all super, super flexible, so those bones and joints can move. By the way, this is great for travel and packing. Also, the soles are designed to give you traction and protection, of course, but also that ground feeling that you need to let your brain know what to do with your body. And our soles are backed with a 5,000-mile sole warranty. Every one of our shoes, at least not our sandals, has a removable 2 to 3 millimeter sock liner or insole. So keep it in if you want a little more protection. Take it out if you want a more barefoot feel. And last but not least, Xero shoes are crazy lightweight, much lighter than comparable products like our hiking boot. Sometimes weighs some of our hiking boots weigh half as much as typical hiking boots, for example. This is the Speed Force 2, weighs like 5.5 ounces for a men's size 9. So that's designed to make it so you're not carrying around so much stuff at the end of your legs. And it also makes it so people have said they've gone to bed still wearing their Xero shoes because they forgot they had them on. So normally, if I'm in the office, you'd see behind me a whole bunch of shoes and boots and sandals because we have shoes, boots, and sandals for every activity you can think of, from taking a walk to running an ultra marathon to hanging out with your friends, to climbing a mountain to just a casual stroll to walking along the beach. I'm probably getting redundant because end of the day and my brain doesn't remember things. Anyway, that's what we're all about. So a couple of comments. Peter says, my feet are getting stronger since 3 months wearing my Prio shoes, and my back has stopped hurting. That is really wonderful to hear. Let me talk about the foot strength thing. There is research showing that merely walking in a shoe like Xero shoes builds foot muscle strength as much as doing an actual foot exercise program. And the person who was the lead of that study said you will get the same benefits from Xero shoes as the shoes that they used in that study. We didn't have shoes for them to use in that study. Bunch of studies going on right now about our shoes, by the way. We're really looking forward to seeing what happens when those come out. So once again, xeroshoes.com/big sale, xeroshoes.eu/big sale. You'll find all the details about everything being from 10 to 70% off all of our shoes, boots, and sandals. You'll find where you can see the sweepstakes app so you can register to win one of those xeroshoes.com gift certificates or xeroshoes.eu gift certificates. Oh, another reason not to wait. I forgot about this before. Don't wait to see if you won before you order something, because we don't announce the winners until after the sale ends. But don't worry about it. If you buy something and then you win, we can apply your winnings to that order if you like. Or of course, you can use those winnings to get something else for you or for someone that you know and love, or for someone you would like to have know and love you because you just bought them the most comfortable shoes they've ever worn. Chris, how about wide shoes? Well, our shoes are wider statistically than pretty much 95% of all footwear out there. If you think our shoes are not wide enough for you, send us a photo of your shoes or your feet next to a ruler. We can tell you what's going on. But this thing about width is very misunderstood, just for the fun of saying it. There's no two-dimensional measurement that is in any way meaningful about whether a shoe is going to fit you, whether it's our shoes or other shoes. First of all, a big part of fit is, again, the width of that toe box or the shape of that toe box, the foot shape part. But I'll tell you a quick story about this. Oh, well, two things. One, foot shape, foot volume, which is what we're talking about, the three-dimensional part of your foot and the three-dimensional part of the shoe. Foot volume and shape, it's on a bell curve. There's really, really narrow, really, really wide. And what we do is we make stuff to handle as much of that bell curve as possible, while frankly not looking like clown shoes. And that doesn't mean that we fit everybody, because there's no way to do that. Certainly for a company our size, because if we make something super, super wide, then people with narrower feet can't wear them, and vice versa. We have a couple of basketball players, in fact, one who's got like the narrowest foot I've ever seen, just genetically. He's a really tall, not surprisingly, narrow guy. His feet are the same. So if we made something crazy wide, he wouldn't be able to wear that at all when he's playing. So on to the thing about width. Because it's a volume thing, not a two-dimensional thing. And by the way, I'm going to keep tangenting. It's not even a verb, but you know what I mean. Going off on tangents. That's what I meant to say about this. There's a meme going around that you can tell if a shoe is going to fit by taking out the insole and stepping on it. Completely not true. FYI. I mean, it can be sometimes, but it's not a good way to judge, because, not surprisingly, the insole has to fit inside the shoe, and it fits at a part where it's not necessarily the widest part of the shoe. So you can have an insole that's here, but the shoe kind of does this, and so that's not going to tell you anything. But anyway, here's the story that I've been meaning to tell for the last 3 minutes. We were at a trade show, and a guy comes up to our booth and he says, "I'm a 4EE. Can I try on your shoes?" I said, "You can try." And I was obviously a little trepidatious, a little anxious. And he put on a pair of our HFS and said, "Oh my God, these fit perfectly." Because while he had a 4EE, which is a two-dimensional measurement, he had a relatively low volume foot, not a lot of volume, and it fit the shoe perfectly. So if you imagine taking a circle, if you make it like this, that's a narrow foot. If you make it like this, that's a wide foot, but the volume is still the same. So it's about volume, not two-dimensional width. Hope that's meaningful. And anyway, do with that what you can. Daniel, Denver's really went. Can't wait for the next thing. I know the Denver sold very, very quickly. We also, I think, are out of like some Nexus knit right now, the Pagosa right now. We are going to get more inventory in a month or so, but or I'm not even sure exactly when. But yeah, the sale has been going like gangbusters. By far, the most successful thing we've ever done in terms of getting really super comfortable, high performance, health producing shoes onto human beings' feet. So we're really happy about that, but we always wish that we had more things for people, and or people could get everything they want when they want it. Will says, is the TerraFlex 2 sole similar to the Excursion in terms of being a little more solid? Looking for slightly less flexible sole for bike riding, but want something smaller than the Excursion, which I use. Um, I don't have the two in front of me, but the Excursion is definitely thicker and little. Not it's not that it's more rigid. It's that the Excursion Fusion also is a fully waterproof shoes. There's a waterproof seam sealed waterproof membrane in there that makes it a little less flexible. The TerraFlex, I mean, it's a road running shoe. It's designed for that. It's certainly a little quote less barefoot than say the Speed Force, and maybe even a tiny bit less than the Prio or the Prio Neo or the Zelen or the Forza Runner. So it's definitely going to give you some, good grip, but it's certainly not stiff. And if you're looking for something a little less flexible, one thing you could do, by the way, you could grab like a 1/16 inch thick piece of carbon fiber plate, which you can find online, trim it to fit, put that in. That'll give you something extra stiff to work with. So I would play with something like that, like a 16th, maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? Threes. I don't want to go for thicker than an eighth. So whatever, like between a 16th and an eighth, you might want to have to play with that. But if you're looking for extra stiffness for something like bike riding, try that. And I'm trying to think if I have a place to recommend for that. I don't off the top of my head. The only place that I know that does carbon fiber insoles or inserts is all wholesale. They don't do retail. So, but that's what I would recommend, or that's what I would play with. So anyway, just backing up, go to xeroshoes.com/big sale, xeroshoes.eu/big sale. You'll find how you can save 10 to 70% on all Xero shoes, boots, and sandals from now through the 28th of November. Again, don't wait till the very end if you can avoid it, because we're going to run out of stuff, sizes, colors, maybe even whole styles, and register to win one of those gift certificates and get yourself $100. $100 xeroshoes.com or .eu gift certificate, not 100 actual dollars. That's a whole different game. What else? Will says, thank you. That helps a lot. I'm glad. I do the best I can. So I don't want to keep you all. Again, it's a wonderful Sunday evening. I want to let you enjoy that, but I just wanted to give you the info about the sale, let you know that things are going crazy well. So that means don't wait. And just a reminder about what we're up to and why we're doing it. My wife and co-founder and co-CEO has a brilliant line that I love. She goes, there's more than enough shoe companies in the world. We don't need another shoe company. Unless your shoes change people's lives. And happily, we've been hearing from people for the last 14 years. That's why we're doing 14 gift certificates, telling us that that's what's happened when they've gotten into Xero shoes. And it's not because we're doing anything special. It's because we're getting out of the way to let your body do what's natural. And we could not be more grateful. If you're been with Xero shoes for a while, thank you for supporting us and for also doing things like being willing to talk to strangers who stop you on the street and either say things like, hey, what are those? Or are those Xero shoes? Or did I see that on Shark Tank? And for spreading the word to the people that you know and love to help them get the benefits of natural movement as well. And if you're new to Xero shoes, again, we're here for a simple reason: to help you feel what you've been missing when it comes to footwear, natural comfort, performance, and health. So all that said, I just want to thank you all. Take advantage of this sale. It's the biggest thing we've ever done. We're really looking forward to seeing what happens when you grab either a new pair of Xero shoes or another pair of Xero shoes, and you go out and you have fun and live life feet first.